So you kind of announced what you guys were up to from the last time I was here. You guys went into the studio,
Hmm.
and before we started doing the interview, we were talking. Your album came out fast,
It did. It did.
really super fast. And it was like we did the interview, and it seemed like it was like 3 weeks, not even a month. Boom! There was the post you guys had up on
Yeah.
their Facebook page.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk a little bit about the studio. Your experience you had in the studio, and let's talk a little bit about the songs.
Sure.
Which one's your guys' favorites?
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, the studio was a great experience. We ended up going with a friend of ours, Pete Bass, who produced the record for us, who did a fabulous job. He's kind of a legend in Grand Rapids and Kent County. He's just a very talented musician. Now he produces too on the side. But anyways, we got it out pretty quickly. We don't like wasting time. This band, we set goals and we reach them, and we're focused on that and see it through. But it was a lot of fun, and we'd get up in the morning and head out there about 9:30 in the morning and come home about 10, 11 o'clock at night, sometimes later. But we were very focused on this record, and we made sure that we did it our way, and everything was perfect in the way that we wanted it to sound, and it turned out magnificent, in my opinion. I think the album, we couldn't have asked for a better sounding album. Um, the single "Taste of Tomorrow," which was kind of a new song that Rob had introduced like 3 weeks before we went in the studio,
Pretty close. Yeah.
and all of us just nailed it,
Wow.
right away. And it's a really heavy song. It's very, very good. Rob's a great songwriter, as everyone else in the band, but that's just how fast we work. And it sounded great. All the tracks sounded great. There's 10 songs on the record. And they can go to Amazon, they can go to Spotify, Pandora, iTunes,
Yep.
and
Yep.
also our website, revelationrain.net,
Hmm.
to purchase either digitally or a physical copy. And we're getting a big response, from everybody on this record. And so it's a little overwhelming. It's like we act fast, but we weren't expecting a fast reaction like that.
Well,
But
I noticed I was going through your posts, and I noticed you had reviews from. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing that got me was age groups from
Mhm.
25 to my age, 52.
Yeah.
It was like, wow,
yeah, it's wonderful.
who does that?
It's
You know?
great.
That was
That's
awesome.
that's exactly who we'd like to reach. We're not like targeting any certain age group or demographics or anything like that. We just want to get the message across, and it's really working. So, Rob, want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Grant said, Pete Bass is the guy who produced the record, and we went in. We had the songs down. I mean, we had them down really well. In fact, the recording itself was basically from top to bottom. The record was done in one take. All the instruments were recorded at the same time. We basically played live in the studio. The only thing we went back to re-record were vocals, which is what you do. So we went back in. We recorded vocals and backing vocals. I don't think we touched anything else. So basically, what you hear on the CD is.
Put a little 12 string on there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. On the song alone, I went back and added a 12-string guitar to it. But other than that, everything was played live one time through. And,
Solo.
JT.
yeah, I was just going to say, his guitar solos from
One take.
one take, top to bottom, he nailed them every single time. And what's nice about that is when you're in a studio, you're on the clock. Every minute that goes by is X number of dollars. So the sooner we could get it done, the less we would have to spend, but without sacrificing quality. And as prepared as we were, Pete Bass really got the best out of us as far as sounds and the overall mix. He took what we had and pulled it out of us to the 10th degree, so to speak. And by the way, if anyone is looking to record around Grand Rapids, he has a studio in Wyoming called Soundfield Studio. Highly recommend you get a hold of Pete Bass.
He's terrific.
He is. He's fantastic. But the CD, like Grant said, we did a marathon weekend, 3 days recording, 2 days of mixing. And as far as the single, Taste of Tomorrow, we are looking to shoot a video for that shortly. And what we did, we threw the song up on Reverb Nation, and you can submit it so that there's peer reviews, other people that have Reverb Nation accounts, but also like even industry type people hear the song, and then they remain anonymous, so you don't know who they are, which is fine. But they obviously have no bias or anything toward you. So if they really hate what you're going to do, they will jump on it. They will tell you. And I think the reviews came back overwhelmingly positive. And like you said, it was people from age 22 to like 58 or something. I don't know what it was, male and female, and so it was just nice to know that the song was getting that type of positive feedback. And we'll be releasing some other singles too. To be honest with you, when you have songs that strong, 10 of them, it was hard to say, okay, which one is the single and which one's going to be number 2 or number 3. Any one of these songs could have been the single.
Now, did you only have those 10 songs when you went into the studio, or did you have more on the burner that you guys had to really like, well, maybe,
Well, yeah, we had a lot. Hey, you want to take that, Bob? No.
Yeah, no, we
Here, let's share the mic.
what? Yeah, no, we had there was 2 or 3 songs that we've been playing all along that did not make the record. So those are reserved, hopefully, for the next one. But who knows? Because and Marty will tell you more about this. And JT, I'm going to pass it to them. We've been writing songs since then that are already being introduced into our set list that are strong enough to be on the next record, which may bump some of the other songs that we had in reserve.
We're actually going to do a box set next year.
Yeah.
We do have a
Right.
live.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But if I was to pick a favorite song on the album, for me personally, it would probably be either the single we went with, "Taste of Tomorrow," or "Tears on the Wall," and only because "Tears on the Wall" has a long history, and some of these songs that are on the record are 35 years old. Okay, yeah, they're just now finally getting the proper treatment. But like Grant said, Taste of Tomorrow" is a fairly recent song, so I'm a little bit partial to it just because it is so new.
Well, I'm honored to be given the proper treatment to these songs that have been around for 35 years. Thanks for bringing me along for that ride. I enjoy it. Something that I don't think anyone has mentioned yet, the album title is "Vengeance is Mine, saith the Lord."
That voice on the record.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's nice.
We kind of hide it. But I've played guitar for about 31 years, and this was the first time I ever went into a studio in my life. First time I've ever done it in my life, and it was it was an amazing experience. It was. These guys are freaking great to work with anyway. Pete, great to work with. He knew what he was doing, and it was plainly obvious. I'd be in the booth watching him do things while Rob was doing his vocals or whatever, and the way he worked things was just, what'd you even do? Well, I did this, and this. I mean, you do that in a matter of like a millisecond.
Yeah.
That was after he would find his glasses that he missed.
Yeah. And once he had those on, it was done, man. I mean, but excuse me.
Oh yeah, thanks.
But I mean, it was a wonderful experience. It really was, and things just, worked great. And like them, I am super happy with the way it came out. I mean, extremely thrilled. It just, when we first listened to it together, we went to Marty's place, and popped some in and was listening to it. And at first, I'm like, man, we sound great. Then after a little bit, I was like, who are we even listening to?
Yeah.
These guys are pretty good, and it's like, oh wow, that's us. That's my guitar solo on there. I about started crying because I never heard myself like that before. Never had that before. So it was just a great experience all around.
We all got a little emotional. but
Yeah, we all did.
It was a good emotion.
It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very proud of it.
Yeah.
3 days recording, 2 days mixing. Had it all done and printed and back in record time. It was like nothing I've ever done before with a group. I've recorded a few CDs and with other bands, and this was a quick one. But with all the speed, it did not lack in quality. You know, we had the songs nailed. We went into the studio, maybe did 3 takes, maybe 2 of each song, and then picked the best one. JT blew my mind, being able to go from playing rhythm to soloing and back again. No mistakes. It was just, it was crazy. We did record a song from JT that he brought to the band called Bloody Thumbs. And we recorded a song that I brought to the band that I'd written, 22 years ago. Any old Hatch fans out there representing. And we put new lyrics on it. It was a song I'd written the music for, and that one's called Night Falls Fast. And just a extremely satisfying experience in the studio. Pete Bass, he hit it out of the park. The mixing, the mix sounds really good on this. You know, the kick drum, the bass, the guitars, the vocals. It's world class. And we're already talking about techniques to make the next recording even better. So stay tuned.
I wanted to add something really quickly. I wanted to give props to Marty as well, because Marty was the one who encouraged us to do this recording with Pete Bass, because in our little minds we thought, and I'll speak just for myself, but that we could do it ourselves. We'd record it here at Grant's and we'd save some money. And Marty was quick to point out the error of our ways. Thank you, Marty. He's very good at that.
Especially the drummer.
Yeah, but so it was Marty that yeah. Isn't that I forgot his name now. Mac Davis. Yeah. Anyway, it was Marty who encouraged us to go that route, which I'm glad. And secondly, I don't think Marty's taken enough credit. I believe he helped with the mixing with Pete Bass. So kudos to Marty as well.
Can I add something to
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Well, not only with the recording process did he help with the mixing and everything, but Marty also records videos of our live shows. He sets up the multi-cameras, and the finished product when he's done is amazing. You know, it looks like a professionally shot, concert DVD, and that's what we're kind of in
Another
the works.
project.
Yeah, another project of getting a live DVD out, hopefully by the end of the year.
He's
But-
taking my job.
Well, yeah. But no, Marty is a phenomenal bass player, and I don't think he gives himself enough credit. But I'm only as good as the bass player, and vice versa. And I've really learned a lot from playing with this guy. And I've been playing drums since I was 12. And it's
lock together.
yeah, we do, and and that's a good feeling when the bass player and the drums are locked in like that, because that just makes the rest of the band better. And when you're lost between the two, it's not good. So we hit it off very quickly, right away, and I couldn't be more pleased with Marty in my band and JT. We really are blessed and very lucky that we, 4 years. Sorry, Marty, it took so long, or JT, or it was Marty.
Yeah.
But everything is supposed to happen for a reason, in our opinion. So yeah, and so we're very, very lucky. And just real quick on Pete Bass, what Rob had said about trying to do it our way and record it right here, and we were about to do that, and then
It's a lot of money to record.
yeah. But when Marty mentioned Pete Bass's name, and I've known Pete, for over 20 years in the area, and the legend that he is, I just, what? Who? Pete Bass is going to record?
He didn't know you though.
Right. Well, it's been 20 years, and
Right.
and it was like the best decision that we made.
Yeah.
because I mean, Rob and I, or the four of us, trying to do it here ourselves, we would have been a valiant effort, and we probably would have made, got the best out of us that we could do. But Pete, like one of you guys said, just really pushed it and made us, better musicians from it.
Yeah.
And got the best out of us. So we couldn't have asked for a better recording, a better producer, and it worked out great. So.